The starship Odyssey descended slowly through the lavender clouds of the planet Corythia. Its hull shimmered under the alien sun, reflecting soft hues of pink and gold. Captain Alex Turner stood at the bridge's observation deck, arms crossed, eyes scanning the landscape. He had heard stories of the Corythians, a civilization advanced beyond anything humanity had encountered. Their cities were built in harmony with the planet, floating towers connected by bridges of light, while creatures with luminous skin and delicate features moved gracefully among them. Approaching landing coordinates, "Captain," said Lieutenant Mara, her voice steady but tinged with awe. Alex nodded. "Keep the landing gear ready. We don't want any surprises today." His mind raced with the purpose of their mission. They were not here for trade or diplomacy alone. The Corythians had sent a request, a personal invitation from Princess Lyra herself. She wanted to study humans, understand their instincts, and apparently learn what made them different. Alex had read the dossier before boarding the ship. Princess Lyra was known across her galaxy for her intelligence and curiosity. At just 2 standard cycles old, she had challenged scholars, generals, and scientists alike. Few understood her motives, and fewer survived her tests intact. Humanity had never sent an ambassador in such circumstances. The landing was smooth, and the Odyssey settled atop a platform carved from iridescent stone. The Corythian citizens had gathered in orderly lines, their eyes glowing faintly with anticipation. Alex adjusted his jacket and stepped out with Lieutenant Mara and the rest of the crew. The crowd remained quiet, but the intensity of their gaze was enough to make him swallow nervously. A figure descended from a floating dais. Princess Lyra. She was taller than he expected, her skin glimmering faintly like moonlight, her hair a cascade of silver threads. Her eyes, large and curious, seemed to pierce right through him. She moved with grace, yet there was a strength in her posture that radiated command. "Captain Turner," she said, her voice melodic yet firm, "I have waited for this meeting. Humans are fascinating. I have questions and I expect answers." Alex inclined his head respectfully. "Your Highness, I am honored to be here. We are ready to answer your questions to the best of our ability." Lyra's lips curled into a faint smile. "Not questions of science, Captain. Questions of instinct, of behavior, of what drives your kind beyond logic." She paused, letting her words sink in. "I want proof. Show me what makes humans human." Alex blinked. Proof? He had anticipated difficult negotiations, maybe cultural misunderstandings, but this was entirely unexpected. "Proof?" he repeated carefully. "What exactly do you mean?" Lyra raised an eyebrow. "Your species is unique. You form bonds, show loyalty, and even mate in ways that other species do not. I want to see evidence of this." The crowd murmured softly. Alex realized the request was not inappropriate, but something entirely alien in approach. She did not want a story or a lecture. She wanted to witness human instincts firsthand, how humans care, connect, and show loyalty. He took a deep breath. "Your Highness, humans express these instincts through actions, not just words. Through protection, trust, and care for one another. Perhaps I can show you through demonstration." Lyra's eyes sparkled with interest. "I like that answer. Do not disappoint me, Captain." She turned gracefully and gestured to a nearby clearing where the demonstration would occur. As they walked, Alex observed the Corythians more closely. They moved with precision, each step calculated, each gesture measured. Their society emphasized efficiency, and emotions were rarely displayed publicly. That made his task even more daunting. How could he show human loyalty and connection to a species that valued order above empathy? The first exercise was simple yet telling. A Corythian child, a small glowing creature named Ilya, stood near a hovering platform, clearly curious but nervous. Alex knelt down to the child's level, speaking softly. "Hello, Ilya, do you like exploring?" he asked. The child nodded, its large eyes blinking rapidly. Alex extended his hand. "Do you want to see something safe and fun?" Ilya hesitated, then took his hand. Alex guided him to a small mechanical puzzle he had prepared, a human-style toy meant to encourage teamwork. The child struggled, and Alex encouraged, guiding his hands when necessary, praising every small success. The crowd watched quietly, intrigued. Princess Lyra stepped closer, her gaze analyzing every movement. "This is interesting," she said. "Humans teach and protect instinctively. Observe how he adapts to the child's needs." Alex nodded, explaining softly to her. Humans care not because they must, but because they choose to. Loyalty, protection, and guidance are instincts, but they are reinforced by emotion and trust. Lyra tilted her head. So your instincts are tied to morality? In a way, Alex replied. We protect those we value, and our instincts guide us to nurture bonds. Even with strangers, empathy is often stronger than necessity. Next, Alex demonstrated another aspect of human behavior. A small fire, carefully simulated with harmless energy sparks, erupted nearby. The child froze. Alex immediately stepped between the sparks and the child, shielding him. Stay calm, he instructed, his voice firm but gentle. The child's fear melted as Alex guided him away from danger, showing calmness, courage, and protective instinct. Lyra's eyes widened. So this is proof of instinct. Courage, care, protection, all triggered by the need to bond or safeguard others. Alex nodded. Exactly. These are basic elements of human connection and loyalty. They form the foundation for relationships, cooperation, and even courtship behavior. The princess walked closer, her expression thoughtful. And this extends to adults, to your species' leaders and partners? Yes, Alex said. Human instincts manifest throughout life. Protecting friends, family, and loved ones is instinctive. We demonstrate loyalty, compassion, and empathy even when there is no personal gain. Lyra's gaze softened slightly, though a glimmer of challenge remained. I will test this further, she said. I want to see how deep your instincts run. It is not enough to shield a child. Can you demonstrate understanding, loyalty, and care under pressure? Alex swallowed. He had anticipated tests, but this was not just a physical challenge. It was a test of character, behavior, and instinct. I will do my best, Your Highness, he said. Lyra nodded approvingly. Good. The next stage will reveal much about your kind. Follow me. The crew followed the princess to a courtyard surrounded by floating platforms and interactive holograms. Alex realized the test would be complex, a series of simulations designed to challenge his decisions while observing how he prioritized care for others. This is the start of understanding, Captain Turner, Lyra said. Your species is capable of remarkable instincts. Let us see how true they are when circumstances demand action. Alex nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety. The demonstration of human instincts had begun, but he knew this was just the first step. If he succeeded, he would not only teach Princess Lyra about humanity, but perhaps leave a lasting impression on her civilization. As the sun dipped lower in the alien sky, casting long shadows across the courtyard, Alex prepared for the trials ahead. He adjusted his stance, mentally reviewing his experiences, instincts, and knowledge. The alien princess was more than a ruler. She was a seeker of truth, and he was about to reveal what made humans extraordinary. Lyra watched him silently, her eyes glimmering with curiosity and subtle amusement. Remember, Captain, she said softly, I do not only observe, I understand. Show me what humans are truly capable of. Alex exhaled slowly. He could feel the weight of the moment, yet a spark of determination flared within him. Humanity had faced challenges across worlds in every corner of the galaxy, and this was no different. The difference was that this challenge was not just survival. It was understanding, trust, and the subtle power of human instinct. As night fell over Carithia, the lavender sky deepened into a rich purple, dotted with twin moons. The first stage of Alex's demonstration was complete, but the true test, the one that would reveal the depth of human loyalty, courage, and care, was only just beginning. He glanced at Princess Lyra, who stood observing him, silent but alert, a smile playing on her lips. It was clear she expected more than simple gestures. She wanted insight into the human soul, and Alex was ready to show her, in every action, the instincts that defined his species. The morning sun rose over Carithia, casting soft golden light across the floating city. Captain Alex Turner stood in the central courtyard, observing the interactive holograms that Princess Lyra had prepared. Each simulation was a puzzle, a challenge designed to test not just skill but character. Your first display was encouraging, Lyra said, her voice calm but sharp. But humans are more than protectors of the young. You must show me how your instincts guide you in complex situations, under pressure, and with no guaranteed outcome. Alex nodded. I understand, Your Highness. I am ready. The princess gestured, and the holograms activated. Images of various scenarios appeared. A collapsed bridge, a group of frightened Carithians trapped in a storm, and a malfunctioning energy core threatening a city district. Each challenge required quick thinking, careful observation, and action that reflected both intelligence and care. "Choose wisely," Lyra said. "Your decisions reveal the core of human instinct." Alex approached the first simulation, the collapsed bridge. Several Carithians were stranded on the far side, their faces etched with fear. The hologram projected a fragile, swaying structure. A simple crossing would risk failure, and a wrong step could mean injury. He studied the scenario. Humans often act instinctively to help others, balancing courage with careful planning. Alex found a way to stabilize the bridge using a combination of nearby materials, a makeshift rope, and timing. Step by step, he guided the stranded Carithians across, speaking calmly to ease their fears. Princess Lyra watched intently. "Notice his patience," she whispered to herself. The human does not rush, yet acts decisively. Next was the storm scenario. A holographic windstorm threatened a group of citizens trapped on a cliffside. Alex had to decide whether to rescue them immediately, risking his safety, or wait for reinforcement, which could cost precious time. He chose to act immediately, using knowledge from his own training to secure safety lines and guide the group to shelter. The simulation pulsed and shifted, representing unpredictable conditions. One citizen panicked and nearly fell. Alex reacted instinctively, catching the holographic projection before it disappeared. The Carithian observers murmured softly at his quick thinking. Lyra's eyes glimmered with appreciation. Humans do not act out of instinct alone. Their choices are guided by empathy and foresight. Courage without care is meaningless. Finally, Alex approached the malfunctioning energy core. Sparks flew and simulated alarms blared. In a real-world situation, rushing in without analysis could have catastrophic consequences. He examined the core, noting the flaws and potential hazards. Then he carefully guided a group of Carithians to stabilize the area, explaining each step. "The human leads without dominating," Lyra observed. "He guides, protects, and instructs. His instinct is to preserve life, not seek glory." Alex completed the final task, and the simulations faded. Lyra approached him, her expression thoughtful. "You have performed admirably, Captain Turner. But these tests reflect only a part of human instinct, action under pressure. True understanding requires demonstration of loyalty, trust, and emotional connection." Alex raised an eyebrow. "How do you wish me to demonstrate that?" Lyra smiled faintly. "Through companionship and guidance. Humans value bonds as much as survival. I want to see how you nurture, teach, and protect relationships even under challenge." Before he could respond, a new scenario began. A group of Carithian children, each glowing softly, eyes wide with curiosity, were placed in a virtual playground filled with puzzles, mazes, and mild hazards. Alex's task was simple: ensure their safety while encouraging independence. At first, the children hesitated. Some were shy, some overly cautious. Alex knelt to their level, greeting each one with warmth. "Hello, I'm Alex. Let's solve these puzzles together," he said, his tone inviting and calm. One child struggled with a sliding bridge. Alex offered steady guidance, showing the child how to balance without taking over. When the child succeeded, he praised them genuinely, reinforcing confidence. Princess Lyra observed quietly. "Notice how he builds trust. He does not force control, but supports independence. Human instinct fosters growth through care, not domination." The simulation intensified. A sudden holographic storm swept through the playground, threatening the children. Panic could have overwhelmed them, but Alex remained calm. He instructed them to huddle in safe zones, reassured them constantly, and took care to avoid unnecessary panic. One child froze, trembling near the storm's edge. Alex approached slowly, extending a hand. "You're safe with me. Step back slowly," he instructed. His tone was gentle yet firm. The child obeyed, and Alex guided them to safety. Lyra's gaze softened. The human instinct is protective, yes, but also compassionate. He does not act merely for survival. He acts for the well-being of others, even when it is inconvenient. Once the scenario ended, Alex turned to Lyra. "Your Highness, humans demonstrate connection not just through instinct, but through choice. Loyalty, care, and protection are decisions we reinforce daily. They are as natural as breathing, yet require awareness." Lyra studied him, clearly impressed. "You speak wisely, Captain Turner. Humans are more complex than I imagined. Yet I sense there is more, something deeper than actions and words." Something emotional. Alex nodded. You are correct. Our instincts are tied to emotion. We form bonds, trust, and even love because of these instincts. They guide behavior, influence choices, and shape society. They are a part of who we are, not just what we do. The princess leaned closer, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. And can these instincts extend beyond your species? Can humans form bonds with those very different from themselves? Alex considered her question carefully. Absolutely. Humans are capable of empathy and connection with beings unlike themselves. We value understanding, trust, and loyalty above species boundaries. Our instincts encourage cooperation and compassion, not just for survival, but for harmony. Lyra's expression brightened. Interesting. I see now why your species is capable of such influence across the galaxy. Instinct, emotion, courage, care, all intertwined. As the day progressed, Alex continued to demonstrate human behavior. He mediated conflicts between the children in the simulation, encouraged teamwork, and even adapted strategies when the holograms introduced unexpected challenges. Each time he showed patience, leadership, and understanding, traits that went beyond mere survival. At one point, a holographic child pretended to be injured. Alex reacted immediately, comforting and assisting the projection as though it were real. His instincts, honed by years of experience and empathy, guided every move. Lyra's eyes widened with realization. It is not only action that matters. It is the choice, the intention, the care behind it. Humans act because they feel, not because they are commanded. By evening, the simulations concluded. The courtyard, now bathed in the gentle light of Carithia's twin moons, felt almost serene. Alex wiped his brow, exhausted but satisfied. He had shown courage, care, guidance, and loyalty, all fundamental human instincts. Princess Lyra approached him slowly, her gaze both analytical and respectful. Captain Turner, you have exceeded expectations. You have demonstrated the depth of human instincts, not just through action, but through thought, emotion, and connection. I understand now. Humans are remarkable. Alex smiled modestly. Your Highness, it was my honor to share this understanding. Humans are not perfect, but our instincts guide us toward compassion, courage, and connection. That is what makes us unique. Lyra's smile widened, and for the first time it was not a test or challenge, but genuine admiration. You have shown me more than I could have imagined. Tomorrow we will explore the final stage, how your instincts manifest in relationships between adults. That is when true understanding will be revealed. Alex nodded, knowing that the final challenge would test not just his instincts, but his insight into human emotion and loyalty. For now, he had proven that humans could teach, protect, and care, even in unfamiliar circumstances. That in itself was proof of the extraordinary nature of his species. As they left the courtyard, the Carithian citizens whispered softly among themselves, eyes wide with curiosity and admiration. The princess had chosen well. Alex Turner was not only a representative of humanity, he was a living example of what made humans extraordinary. Lyra glanced at him, her eyes glowing faintly in the moonlight. I see now, she said quietly. Your instincts are more than survival. They are life itself. Alex returned her gaze, a small smile tugging at his lips. And your curiosity, Your Highness, is the key to understanding them. The first day's lessons were complete, but the journey had just begun. Humanity's instincts had been revealed, and Princess Lyra's respect had been earned. Tomorrow would bring deeper challenges, and Alex was ready to show the full strength of what it meant to be human. The next morning, the sky over Carithia was a soft shade of pink, and the city's towers reflected the early light with shimmering brilliance. Captain Alex Turner stood in a private chamber with Princess Lyra, waiting for the next stage of her examination. Today, she intended to test not just human instinct, but human loyalty, judgment, and emotional resilience, qualities that defined relationships between adults. Captain, Lyra said, her silver eyes sharp, you have shown me how humans protect and teach the young, but now I want to understand how your instincts operate among equals, friends, companions, and partners. Can humans maintain loyalty and care when their own safety is at risk? Can they make choices that honor bonds even in danger? Alex straightened. I will do my best to demonstrate, Your Highness. Lyra gestured to the center of the chamber, and the floor transformed into a holographic simulation. The landscape was a dense, twisting forest with towering crystalline trees. The forest glowed faintly, but shadows moved unpredictably, signaling potential danger. Several humanoid projections appeared, adults with worried expressions. "This is your scenario," Lyra said. "You and this group must navigate the forest to reach a safe zone. But obstacles will appear. Your choices will affect the safety and trust of your companions. Show me how humans manage instincts, loyalty, and care in situations without clear solutions." Alex surveyed the scenario. The holographic forest was filled with unstable bridges, hidden pitfalls, and occasional energy surges, designed to test his judgment. He focused first on observing his companions, recognizing their strengths and weaknesses. "Stay close," he instructed, keeping his tone calm. "I will guide us safely. Watch my steps and trust your instincts." The first obstacle appeared, a crystalline bridge suspended over a glowing chasm. One of the projections, a young woman, hesitated, frozen in fear. Alex extended his hand and offered guidance, explaining each step carefully. "Take it slowly. You're stronger than you think." She followed, and soon the group crossed safely. The princess watched quietly, analyzing every action. "Notice how he observes and supports," she whispered. "Humans do not rush. They encourage and build trust through action and words." Suddenly, a holographic energy surge struck the path ahead. Alex reacted instantly, shielding a projection that had stepped too close. Sparks danced around them, but no one was harmed. "Move quickly, but stay aware," he instructed. The group followed, demonstrating that instinct alone was not enough. Guidance and patience were crucial. The forest grew denser and more challenges arose. A fallen tree blocked the path, requiring teamwork to remove. Alex encouraged his companions, assigning tasks based on their strengths. "You lift here and you support the others. We work together and we succeed together." Lyra's eyes glimmered with interest. Humans understand the value of cooperation. Their instinct is not just protection, but collaboration and trust. They lead without domination, encourage without coercion. As they progressed, the simulation introduced a moral challenge. Two paths appeared, one safe but long, the other dangerous but faster. A holographic companion wished to take the dangerous path to save time, risking injury. Alex had to decide whether to insist on caution or allow the risk. He weighed the options, considering both instinct and judgment. "We take the safe path," he finally said. "It may be slower, but everyone's safety matters more than speed." The young projection frowned but followed his decision. Lyra observed silently, impressed. Here is where human instinct combines with wisdom. Loyalty and care are not blind impulses. They require thought, judgment, and courage to act rightly. Later, the group encountered a minor injury. A projection stumbled and twisted an ankle. Alex immediately attended to the projection, stabilizing it with materials from the environment. "We help each other," he said calmly. "No one is left behind." "That is our instinct." Lyra's expression softened. "This is remarkable. Humans instinctively protect, but they also take responsibility for others' well-being. It is not survival alone. It is respect and care for life itself." As the forest journey continued, Alex faced a final test. A simulated predator, fast and unpredictable, emerged from the shadows. The projections panicked, some fleeing instinctively. Alex assessed the situation quickly. His instinct told him to protect, but he also had to maintain trust. He guided the group into a tight formation, positioning himself between the predator and the projections. Using calculated movements, he distracted the predator, drawing it away from the group while keeping everyone calm. The projections followed his lead, demonstrating trust in his judgment and instinct. After several tense moments, the predator simulation disappeared and the forest path cleared. Alex helped his companions regain composure, praising their courage and teamwork. "You all did well. Trust and care can overcome fear. An instinct guides us, but choice strengthens it." Princess Lyra approached him, her eyes reflecting both admiration and curiosity. "Captain Turner, you have shown that human instincts are not impulsive. They are guided by thought, tempered by care, and strengthened by connection. Humans act for the welfare of others, even when personal risk is present. This is extraordinary." Alex nodded, though he felt a quiet pride. "It is instinct, yes, Your Highness, but it is also choice. Humans choose to protect, to guide, to build trust. That choice is what makes our instincts meaningful." Lyra studied him closely, then asked a question that surprised him. "And what of your own bonds, Captain? Your loyalty to those who are not companions by blood but by choice. How far would that instinct carry you?" Alex paused. He thought of his crew, the friends he had fought alongside, and even the people he had helped across distant worlds. I would protect them, guide them, and ensure their safety even at my own risk. That is what being human means. Lyra's gaze softened. I see it now. Instinct, emotion, loyalty, choice, all intertwined. Your species is remarkable, Captain Turner. You have shown me courage, care, and wisdom. These traits are rare even among the most advanced civilizations. The simulation ended, and the chamber returned to normal. Alex was tired, but the sense of accomplishment energized him. He had demonstrated not just instinct, but leadership, empathy, and moral judgment, all central to human connection. Tomorrow, Lyra said quietly, we will explore the most personal test of all, human emotion and bonds between equals. It is the final stage, and it will reveal the deepest understanding of your species. Alex nodded. I will be ready. Humans are capable of much more than instinct. They are capable of understanding, empathy, and loyalty that extends beyond survival. Lyra smiled faintly, a glimmer of excitement in her eyes. Then I look forward to it, Captain Turner. Tomorrow, you will show me the essence of human connection, not through duty, but through choice, courage, and care. As Alex left the chamber, he reflected on the day's challenges. The test had been difficult, not because of physical danger alone, but because they demanded observation, judgment, and moral courage. Human instinct was more than reaction. It was action guided by emotion, understanding, and loyalty. The Carithian night fell over the city, twin moons casting silver light across the towers. Citizens moved quietly through the streets, their faces illuminated by gentle bioluminescence. Alex walked beside Lyra, silently acknowledging the subtle shift in her perception. She no longer viewed humans merely as a species to study. She was beginning to respect them, understand them, and perhaps even value them. He thought about the final test awaiting him tomorrow. If he could demonstrate the full depth of human emotion and instinct, he would show Princess Lyra the true strength of humanity. Courage, care, loyalty, and empathy. These were the traits that defined his species, and he was determined to reveal them in their purest form. Lyra glanced at him, her expression unreadable but intense. Remember, Captain Turner, she said softly. Instinct is easy to observe, but choice reveals character. Tomorrow I will see if humans truly understand the bonds that guide their hearts. Alex met her gaze, feeling the weight of responsibility. I understand, Your Highness, and I will show you the truth of our species, not just through instinct, but through the choices that make us human. As the night deepened over Carithia, the city seemed to hum with anticipation. Tomorrow would be the final test, and the outcome would not only determine Princess Lyra's understanding of humans, but also cement the connection between two very different worlds. Captain Alex Turner walked to his quarters, reflecting on the lessons of the day. Human instinct was powerful, yes, but its true strength lay in the way it guided choices, inspired loyalty, and nurtured bonds. And tomorrow he would show Princess Lyra the full measure of what it meant to be human. The sun rose slowly over Carithia, painting the floating towers in soft gold and pink. Captain Alex Turner stood in the central courtyard, feeling a quiet determination. Today was the final stage of Princess Lyra's examination. Unlike the previous challenges, this test would not rely solely on skill, courage, or leadership. It would measure the essence of humanity, the instinctive bonds, emotional loyalty, and care that defined his species. Princess Lyra approached, her expression unreadable but intense. Captain Turner, she said, her voice calm, today you will show me the most personal aspect of human instincts. Not through action alone, but through emotional connection, trust, and loyalty. You must demonstrate how humans form bonds with equals, friends, companions, and those they care for deeply. Alex nodded. I am ready, Your Highness. I will show you what it means to be human, through instinct, care, and choice. Lyra gestured, and the courtyard transformed into a new holographic environment. A small alien village surrounded by forests, rivers, and open plains. The holograms represented adults of various species, each with their own concerns, fears, and needs. This is your final simulation, Lyra explained. The villagers are facing a crisis. You must help them. Make decisions that protect and guide them, and show loyalty to those who trust you. Alex took a deep breath and stepped forward. His first task was to calm a group of villagers whose bridge had collapsed. leaving them isolated on one side of a fast-flowing river. The projections panicked, shouting and pointing in different directions. Alex spoke clearly, guiding them with calm confidence. "Everyone, stay calm," he said. "We will get across together. Follow my lead and trust that we will all be safe." The villagers hesitated, but Alex demonstrated trust through action. He used ropes and materials from the environment to create a secure crossing. One by one, they followed his guidance, gaining confidence with each step. Alex encouraged them with praise, reassurance, and patience, emphasizing that cooperation and loyalty would see them through. Princess Lyra observed silently, analyzing the subtleties. Notice how he inspires trust. Instinct alone would not suffice. The human combines care, courage, and guidance. Next, the simulation introduced a moral challenge. One villager became injured while crossing the river. Alex immediately attended to the projection, stabilizing it and offering encouragement. "You are safe now," he said gently. "We will continue together." Lyra's silver eyes softened. Humans do not abandon those who rely on them. Their instinct to protect extends beyond immediate danger. It is loyalty rooted in empathy. As the villagers reached the other side, Alex faced a new challenge. A sudden wildfire spread across the plains. Holographic villagers panicked, unsure where to go. Alex assessed the situation quickly. The instinct to flee was strong, but leadership and foresight were equally important. "Follow me," he commanded, pointing to a safe route. "Stay close and move calmly. Do not panic. We will all be safe if we work together." The villagers followed, some stumbling but relying on Alex's guidance. One young villager lagged behind, terrified of the flames. Alex ran back, extending a hand. "You can do this. I'm here with you." The villager hesitated, then took his hand. Together they reached safety. Lyra nodded approvingly. Instinct guided him, yes, but his choice to protect others reveals true humanity. Courage and loyalty are inseparable. The final test emerged in the form of a powerful storm. Lightning crackled across the sky and strong winds threatened the village. Alex had to organize the villagers, distribute tasks, and maintain calm. He paired stronger villagers with weaker ones, reinforced shelters, and reassured everyone through words and example. One villager, despite guidance, panicked and attempted to run into the storm. Alex acted instantly, grabbing the villager and pulling them to safety. "Trust me," he said firmly. "You are not alone. We face this together." Lyra's gaze was unwavering. "This is remarkable. Humans instinctively protect, yet they also teach, guide, and nurture. They inspire loyalty by showing care." As the storm subsided, the holographic villagers celebrated their safety. Alex helped them repair minor damages, demonstrating patience and understanding even when exhausted. The final stage was complete, and he had succeeded in every aspect: physical, moral, and emotional. Lyra approached him, her expression now softened with genuine respect. "Captain Turner, you have exceeded all expectations. You have demonstrated instinct, yes, but more importantly, choice, care, loyalty, and emotional connection. Humans are extraordinary." Alex bowed slightly. "Your Highness, it is the nature of humanity to care, to protect, and to build trust. Our instincts guide us, but our choices define us. That is what makes us human." Lyra studied him thoughtfully. "Your species is capable of more than survival. You build bonds, inspire trust, and act with courage and compassion. That is a lesson many civilizations could learn." Alex smiled, feeling a quiet satisfaction. "We do not act perfectly, but we strive to protect, guide, and support each other. Instinct is only the beginning. Our choices bring it to life." The princess's silver eyes reflected admiration. "You have shown me that humanity's instincts are not simple reactions. They are intertwined with morality, loyalty, and care. Humans are capable of bonds that transcend fear, species, and circumstance." Alex nodded. "That is correct. Our instincts are meaningful because we pair them with thought, empathy, and dedication. That combination allows us to overcome challenges, nurture relationships, and build trust." Lyra stepped closer. "And now, Captain Turner, I understand. I see the depth of your species. Instinct, courage, loyalty, empathy, they are all intertwined, and together they define humanity. You are living proof of what humans are capable of." Alex felt a sense of accomplishment. He had not only survived the tests, but had shown the princess the essence of his species: the courage to act, the loyalty to protect, and the care that binds individuals together. He realized that this demonstration was more than a challenge. It was a bridge between two very different worlds. Princess Lyra extended her hand. Captain Turner, you have my respect and admiration. You have shown me that humans are remarkable, not only for their strength or intelligence, but for their instincts and the choices they make to honor those instincts. Alex shook her hand firmly. Thank you, Your Highness. It has been my honor to demonstrate humanity, and I hope this understanding strengthens the bond between our species. Lyra smiled, a warmth in her expression that had not been there at the beginning. It will, Captain. You have shown me courage, care, and loyalty in their purest form. Corythia has much to learn from humanity, and you are the first step. As the sun set over the alien city, painting the towers in shades of orange and violet, Alex felt a profound sense of achievement. Humanity's instincts, courage, loyalty, empathy, and care had been witnessed, understood, and respected. He had not only represented his species, but had demonstrated the qualities that made humans unique in the galaxy. Lyra turned to him, her silver eyes reflecting the last rays of sunlight. Captain Turner, tomorrow the Corythian Council will hear of your accomplishments. Your actions have already changed perceptions of humanity. You have shown that your species is capable of remarkable trust, courage, and care. Alex nodded. That is all I could hope for, Your Highness. Understanding and respect between our species is the true victory. Lyra's smile lingered. It is more than that. You have inspired me to reconsider our traditions, to value emotional bonds, loyalty, and care more than rigid structure. Humanity's instincts are enlightening. As night fell, the city of Corythia glimmered under the twin moons, reflecting the soft light of distant stars. Alex looked out over the towers, thinking of the journey that had brought him here. He had faced tests, simulations, and challenges, yet the most important trial had been showing what it truly meant to be human. His instincts had guided him, but it was his choices, his care, and his loyalty that had proven humanity's extraordinary nature. Princess Lyra had seen the heart of his species, and through that understanding, two worlds had taken a step closer to connection. The princess approached one final time. Captain Turner, she said softly, I understand now. Humans are not only capable of survival, they are capable of greatness through instinct, choice, and care. You have shown me that in ways I will never forget. Alex smiled, a quiet pride in his chest. Thank you, Your Highness. It has been my honor. Humanity is at its best when it cares for others, protects the vulnerable, and acts with courage and loyalty. That is our true nature, Lyra nodded, and that nature is extraordinary. Captain Turner, you are living proof of humanity's greatness. As they stood together, under the soft light of the moons, Alex realized that this was more than a test. It was a bridge, a shared understanding between two civilizations. Through instinct, courage, loyalty, and care, he had shown that humans were capable of remarkable things, not just in survival, but in connection and empathy. And in that moment, the princess's eyes reflected something more than curiosity. They reflected respect, admiration, and understanding. Humanity's instincts had been revealed, and the galaxy would never view them the same way again.